Hi, my name is Matt. Here we have Jasmine, Mike, and Kelly, and we're going to be presenting our take on a new trend in internet marketing, which is crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. So to start, we'll go into what they are. Crowdfunding is raising many small amounts of money for a large number of people, typically via the internet, while crowdsourcing is obtaining input into a particular task or project by enlisting the services of a number of people, typically via the internet. People will crowdfund because everybody loves to back projects. People like to be part of something new, so millions of people have jumped in to support creators on Kickstarter. They've gotten some great rewards and a unique look into the creator's process in return. It's about more than money, it's people making something together. But why people crowdsourcing is based on the fact that people who are in virtual and physical networks can in this way create higher value collectively than if they acted independently. This is also true for problem solving, innovation, and creative output.
Okay, now on to advantages for crowdfunding. Some major examples of crowdfunding sites are Kickstarter and Indiegogo. The benefits are that they have no application process, it reaches a global network, it increases customer happiness because customers are aware of what you're wanting to start and do. It's easy access to capital. It is a great marketing tool for your project or business because customers are already aware of what you're wanting to do and trying to do. They'll be able to see if it's going to be successful or not. So you do gain respect and credibility in early stages of your project. It can create prospective loyal customers because they already have an idea of what you're wanting to do. So once it's actually done and complete, they'll be able to come back and support your project again. It's easier than traditional funding for emerging businesses, and it is pre-selling your product or brand. Okay, some disadvantages for crowdfunding. It can be better for raising small amounts of capital, so if it's a larger project or you're needing more money, then it may not be the easiest or best option for you. Your business plans are online and available to possible competitors or people who might try to steal your ideas. It can have a negative impact on future financing for future angel investors or other kinds of investors. If you need money right away, it may not be the fastest way for you to get that. So there may be other things that you would want to do instead. It can also create potential lawsuits. Okay, some advantages for crowdsourcing. You get mass opinions with an affordable price. So you have a lot of input on your project or idea. A large number of people are accessible because it is all on the internet, so you have a lot of different opinions, a lot of different people you're reaching. It's a one-person job that goes to the general public, so instead of hiring one person to do all the research, you go straight to the public with it. You develop a relationship with potential customers, you save time and internal resources, and you get real-time analytics. The disadvantages for crowdsourcing are it can be less credible, there is no confidentiality, so competitors know what you're doing. There are hidden costs because someone does have to go through all the submissions and see what is the best. And it can be unreliable because it is the best efforts of the company and the opinions.
So now we're going to talk about best practices for crowdfunding. So firstly, we have give investors different levels to contribute. So for example, would be if you were producing a movie, you might include tickets to the premiere or backstage pass, depending on how much they invested in your product. Second, we have include a video in your pitch. That can help investors see who you are, the passion that you have for your product, and what you're trying to accomplish. Thirdly, we have money set aside before going to investors. It shows that you've already raised money, and usually when somebody sees that you already have money, they believe that other people have invested and would be more likely to invest in your product or company as well. Fourth, we have be active online. So you could create some social media accounts to reach a large audience and potential investors. Some examples would be Facebook. It's a major online social media that just about everybody in the country has. Twitter, which gives short but simple explanations to people about what you're trying to do. LinkedIn and email All of these will help you reach more people that might not know about your product at the time. And lastly, make sure your price is reasonable. You don't want to ask for too much or too little. So know your product, know how much it's worth, and what you should price people for investors.
Next is best practices for crowdsourcing. First, we need to tap into the crowd. Making contact with the crowd and connecting with them is often the first and most difficult step. 2. Democratize your brand. Open yourself up to the crowd and listen to what they have to say. People like knowing the company wants to hear their opinion and that they have a say in the company. This quote by Lori Letchfield of iMediaConnection.com explains the concept well. Your brand is whatever your customers say it is. Learn how to broaden your ideation process and incorporate the wisdom of the crowds. 3. Prepare for responses and shifts in focus. It may be very easy for customers to shift the focus of a blog conversation that started around your product or service. Companies need to remain engaged and aware of any changes in the responses that they expect from their customers. 4th is lead by example. Don't be afraid to be the first in your market to use crowdsourcing. Find ways to give customers and companies reasons to look positively on crowdsourcing. 5. Know your market. Being aware of your market and knowing how and when to spread the word and ask for input is vital. The better a company understands their audience, the better they can speak to them. 6 is target key voices. Particular voices in a crowd may be louder and more critical than others. Pay attention to the largest and most potentially impactful voices in a crowd. On to some real-world examples. A great example of crowdsourcing is the Lay's Chips Do Us a Flavor campaign. It gives customers the opportunity to submit ideas for new chip flavors. At Live Strong for Life, we came up with the idea of salted baked kale. It would be an original, light, crunchy chip. Next step would be an opportunity to enter potential ideas for ingredients. So us, obviously, salt and kale. Next is our inspiration. Ours would be enjoying chips and a healthy lifestyle. Hashtag healthy. And there you have it. It's just that simple.
And then if you go on to other parts of the campaign website, you can see all the other flavors that have been recently submitted by other users. On that, you can see that there is a button that says I'd eat that. So you can click on that and it will show that other people agree with your flavors and would eat them. There's also another option if you go to Flavor Showdown, where it'll show you 2 different flavors of chips submitted by different people, and you can choose the one that you'd prefer to eat. And it'll just go through and you can continuously vote. So that's just a really good example of crowdsourcing.
So now we're going to be talking about Kickstarter, which is one of the most famous crowdfunding websites on the internet today. So as you look through here, you'll be able to see what's trending right now as far as picks going around. You'll see what's going on in your local city, and as well as see what's popular throughout Kickstarter. But right now we're going to go through and just show you one specific brand that went through Kickstarter and finished, and just kind of get a good idea of what they were doing. So this is the Floyd Leg. And we'll watch their promo video and then go into what they do.
The Floyd Leg is a tool that gives you the framework to take ownership mabu. Alright. 2 years ago, I was building a desk and having trouble making the legs. Not everyone has access to a woodshop or has the time, myself included. For those living a nomadic lifestyle, it's a constant process of acquiring and disposing of furniture. Out of these challenges, I set out to pursue a solution and came up with a simple mechanism that could support a surface by just clamping to it. The Floyd Leg can be arranged to work with any surface, from reclaimed wood to the door in your house, and is best suited for medium and light uses. Most of our cities have a rich supply of reclaimed materials available at a low cost. It's exciting to explore these possibilities and imagine material combinations that fit around our own taste and preferences. The Floyd Leg is made from durable, cold-rolled steel. We've now gone through 3 iterations of the design, arriving at a clean, minimal form, giving you a wide range of versatility for creating your own furniture. The name Floyd harkens back to the name of my father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, all steel mill workers. In the same spirit of local manufacturing, the Floyd Legs are produced here in Detroit in partnership with local machine shops. This project has been years in the making, and we really appreciate your help. So thanks for supporting the project, and thanks for checking out our legs.
Thanks for checking out our legs.
All right, I'm gonna.
Dude, that was it. That was it.
So that's a good example of one of the types of Kickstarters that's out there right now. There's a wide variety of different types of Kickstarters that are out there. There's film, there's fashion, there's food, there's really anything in the world you could put on a Kickstarter. So this is just one. Like we talked about in the best practices for crowdfunding, you want to definitely add a video which is appealing to your audience, something that gets people excited, gets people informed, as well as on the right hand side right here is a list of what you get if you donate. It goes all the way from if you donate $5 to $1,000, and you get different levels of products from that. So a $5 backing will get you a postcard, whereas if you do the $49, you get coffee table legs, 16 inches, all the way to $299. You'll get the table with black and white, 29-inch, custom made. It really goes through everything. And on the left-hand side, you'll just see a bunch of different photos of the products and how easy it is to use, as well as more information moving along with it. Crowdfunding is really interesting because it gets a lot of people excited and wanting to buy your product. It goes by time, so you set a certain date, and if you don't hit your entire goal, then you won't get anything. So they pledged their goal at $18,000, and they ended up receiving $256,000, much more than they anticipated, but their entire project was funded by February 7th, and they got 1,300 people to back their idea. You get more information about them, and it's a really good way to get your product out there socially, as well as create a social awareness of what your product can do and get people excited and willing to purchase your stuff. One of the most infamous Kickstarter campaigns was this Veronica Mars movie. They initially started with trying to raise funds of $2 million, but it quickly gained momentum and ended up with raising $5,702,153. It got support of 91,000 people who were really passionate about seeing this project through. This Kickstarter in particular was so influential within the crowdfunding arena because it really showed that people want to back projects that they're passionate about. We believe that crowdsourcing and crowdfunding is going to go a long way in the future because if right from the beginning it can get 91,000 people involved, it's going to just become more exponentially huge in the next coming years. It's a way to get all social media involved by posting on Facebook, by getting people who are passionate to post on their social media accounts and just go like wildfire across the internet world. We're excited to see what crowdsourcing and crowdfunding will do in the future, and we're confident that it is one of the next biggest trends within social media, social funding, social everything. It's something that we believe is going to really be big.
Okay, so that was our presentation on crowdsourcing and crowdfunding and the future of both of those. So thank you for your time.